or anything like that. But there's actually quite a large hill with a little bit of a
Yeah.
climb, and you can actually you look to see that. Well, actually, uh, seeing that it's dark, I'm going to say that you actually cannot see how high the actual mountain goes up, but you are at the base of it, and you can see that it goes up. You can't determine how far it goes up because of the actual time of night it is, and it is pretty dark. So yeah, you would have to actually track up to that to the height of the mountain to find out. Actually, you probably have you guesstimate probably at least an hour or two, finding out what's up on the top if you decide to go up there.
You guys want to do it at night or wait until morning? Because I mean, we're gonna have to camp again anyway. It looks like.
Yeah, let's go back out to the edge of the shore and camp as opposed to right here at the base of the mountain. How far out is it?
Maybe 50 yards. It's actually it's a small island. It's not like the first small island that you went to is basically you could see from one end to the other, but this is actually a much larger island compared to the other one.
All right. Well, we'll camp on the shore as opposed to right there at the base. I don't want to get hit by a fallen rock or anything.
Okay. All right. You're able to get a good night's sleep, no encounters, and it is now morning. And you can actually see that the dark kind of was a little deceiving, and you're going to be able to make it. You can tell, you can all sense it's going to take you probably about 45 minutes to get up there. And it seems there's really no movement up there. So you're kind of going up there blind because you don't really know what you're going to expect.
Okay.
Just head up cautious.
All right, I'm not going to.
I'd say we could send the.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we could send the rogue first, but we all know how his stealth rolls turn out.
He can do a stealth roll, I'm sure. I have
I'm
confidence
just joking.
in the young Padawan. This is going to be a fun encounter for him.
I'll do it.
5 griffins. I believe they have.
Well, for stealth to work, he's got to have something to conceal himself.
91 apiece.
I mean, I don't know. Sending him out there by himself is really in broad daylight is what we want to do.
Couldn't it also be interpreted though about moving silently?
This will definitely be a little bit harder encounter
I
for them,
think.
but I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean
So-
that's fine if he wants to do that.
All of
Just,
us, or-
being
So you're basically going to just basically scout ahead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You spend about 30 minutes, and as you start getting about halfway up, there's a little bit of humidity starting to come into play, and now that they're starting, you're starting to actually encounter a little bit of fog, sort of say, and it doesn't really hamper your movements or anything. You can just definitely tell that there's a temperature change. It's getting a little bit cooler, so that with the change of temperature, there's there's steam. So, well, not steam, but a fog type of.
Okay.
So you're basically
Alright.
just staying basically hidden in just basically the rocks and all that good stuff, making your way up slowly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So you get up to the basically the top. It's sort of like another plateau type of situation going on, and you can actually see. I guess you're probably a little bit, a little distance away from the party, seeing that you are scouting, and you can actually see that there are 3 large nests on the top of this plateau, and you can see 5 large winged creatures. You've actually seen these before, and it seems to be that they look like griffins, and these are large griffins. And you definitely see nest, and you see quite a few. You see 5 griffins, and they do not detect you because of your
Alright, I go.
because of the you're in cover of shadow. So, and I will switch you over to
I go bug time.
a new map. So we'll say you guys are further down here because I was slapping your miniatures on the table. So but this is where you're at. You can see. You're kind of peering over the edge there. So.
I don't think we should kill them. I mean, they're not doing
I don't
anything
either.
bad or anything. Just leave.
I mean, unless
I don't
our
like
ranger
killing
can
griffins.
tame
They're
one.
pretty.
I just don't. I mean, they're not doing any. They're just living their lives. I don't know what we're. I mean, we're not like starving for food or need something special from them.
Nope, that's what you see. You can
Yeah.
sneak back down the. You can sneak down the side.
I mean, it would be cool if we could tame one somehow, but I don't. It's like, might be too much trouble.
Well, we could take the eggs.
For what?
You know, those eggs
For
are
breakfast.
such a good
and
price.
raise it, but that,
They probably sell for a lot, you know?
That is true.
it's not like we're hurrying for money at this point either. So I mean, I'm fine with leaving them be.
I'm just saying, if we want a reason to kill them, there is one.
Oxy says we're
But I don't
thirsty
care.
for XP. I like that. We're thirsty for XP.
I say we just leave.
Okay.
I was just curious, and now my curiosity is sated. So let's go.
You're back at this large island here. Back in the shore, it's early morning still. Oh yeah, I have all kinds of pre-made maps for each type of terrain, so I spent a day trying to prep stuff like that, because as you guys were talking about what you were doing going up to the top of that, I was just throwing down the Griffin tokens and stuff and y'all's tokens. So it works out good doing it that way. It's a lot more efficient than
Well,
trying to
if we
slap
ever-
together on something together on the go, you know. Alright, so you guys
whoever
are
need Griffin eggs.
back down
Yeah.
back down at the edge of the water. You get back into your canoes and you're able to go whatever direction you want. So I guess you're going to continue to follow the blue path that you have mapped out. Anyone?
Yeah.
Hello? Anybody here?
Yeah.
You guys are really quiet
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I have no real. I mean, I see lots of numbers on the map, but that's out of character shit, and I don't see
Oh, yeah.
any reason my character would be interested in going there.
Oh, well.
So I mean,
if
let's just go
you
home.
guys
I mean,
just want to go back to Terra Nova, stop by Panatube and let them know that you're heading out. that's fine. You can do that. So I see that you are headed to Panatube anyway. So we'll say by the time that we'll say it's the next day. You travel through the night. You paddle through the night. Take turns sleeping a little bit, and you get back. We'll say you get back the next morning. So you'll be on day 16. We'll say you're on day 17 now.
Yeah, so I mean, we do have the other guy with us, so I didn't want to just head back to the one town. I want to show him where all these folks live.
Yeah, well, I think you
Yeah,
forgot to
introducing
get
to
him
the
back there,
towns
didn't
down
you?
there.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's still hiding behind the tree by the Tyrannosaurus.
By the Tyrannosaurus. I didn't. But yeah, you guys get back to Panatube. It's the next morning. A lot of the villagers come out. It's actually a pretty large village. There's probably close to 100 villagers that live here, and a lot of them run down. They've heard of your heroic deed of saving their family, and the other villages as well. The Rakastas that you actually saved. Actually, you had also saved a couple Neanderthals as well. But those were actually the good Neanderthals. There's actually quite a few races, like I had mentioned before, so they've heard of that, and so now you're back in Panatube, and you have Sanu with you.
Okay, so we want to introduce him to the tribe leaders here, explain to them who he is and where he's from, and let them have their own conversations. I don't want to start speaking for him, but
Yeah.
the idea is that we take the road now, show him, the southern part of the island. I don't think there's any reason to stop in the other two villages, but I would like to, get him an opportunity to see the land down here.
Okay. Well, as you come up with
return the boats.
Sanu.
And return the boats to Panatube.
Okay, very good. They'll give you a couple boars to ride back to Terra. No, I'm just kidding. I was just goofing on World of Warcraft style. But anyways, you return Sanu back to village. They actually communicate really well. They walk off into another tent. The chief thanks you, and you guys are gathering supplies. You're refilling your water skins, wine skins, whatever you have. And as you're fixing to leave out as you can truck back up to Terranea, the chieftain comes back out and says that he has a few things to show his gratitude for actually helping his people and reuniting with another lost tribe from they haven't had contact with within his lifetime or even his recent ancestors' lives. So he actually brings a few things out to the party that he would like to give you as a token of his village's appreciation. And he
Loincloth plus one?
Loincloth
Nice.
plus one, nice. He gives you a really nice crafted bow, and also a pair of boots, and says that his people have no use for these items, and he would like for you that are the adventurers to actually have them and put them in good use.
I'm intrigued.
Hey, what's up, Benjamin?
Well, we
How you doing, man?
gratefully accept them. Thank him for his time and his gifts, and we look forward to the opportunities that reuniting the clans will have for them.
And he says, hopefully our paths will meet again one day. And then he says he has a lot to catch up with Sanu, and then he goes back into one of the tribal tents, and you guys head out.
Now we're taking Sanu with us to the main village.
Oh, okay.
'cause we-
Okay, then all right. Well, okay. I thought you said he was going to stay there, and then you. Okay.
Did his name change when I wasn't looking?
All right. Well,
we'll
then
start with an F.
we'll say that. Okay, because I
It was
misunderstood
Fano,
what
now
you
it's
guys.
Sano.
Fanu, whatever his name was, man. Hold on, let me
Yeah, I'm
look.
just kidding with you.
So
It is
we're-
Fano. God damn it! There's so many names I'm trying to memorize on this island. All the island names and the villagers' chieftain names, and oh my goodness. All right, so we'll say, because I misunderstood you guys, so we'll say that the villagers are taking care of you. They're having a real big breakfast for you, sort of like another feast. I mean, everybody's basically the whole island and all of the southern peninsula has heard of your deeds of heroism and taking out the slave trade on the pirate isle. So they're basically having a big celebration. The Sanu spends a few hours with the chieftain, comes back out, and he's ready to go. Because I will say the chieftain actually had told him that there's one more final stop for him to make.
Well, if he was spending several hours there and after we got the gifts, I would probably identify them then, since I have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do your rituals, we'll say you can go into one of there's plenty of village tents there, well, small structures that you can go in. And the boots are a pair of boots of speed. It will give you +5 speed, +5 movement for combat. That's all the boots do. +5 movement. And the bow is a bow +1, and then it also has +5 hit points.
What? +5 hit points?
Yep.
So is it a longbow or a short bow?
It is a longbow. It's a 1d8 longbow +1.
So the user gets +5 hit points?
Yep, whoever has the bow gets +5 hit points.
I mean, I like to use bows, but when I'm too far away for spells. But I mean, if anybody else wants it, they're welcome to take it.
Can Baron use it?
I think I can only use short bows.
Yeah, he can't use a longbow. I think I'm pretty much the only one who really would use it.
Okay. Well, that choice is up to you guys. Or you could just put it in the pool and sell it. I mean, if it's an item that you're really not going to really, get a lot of use out of, then you could probably sell it and split the money or whatever you want to do.
Maybe.
All right, and then you
Also,
got the boots. So whoever's going to get those can have them.
At this point,
I'm doing pretty good,
thinking
Benjabum.
we should give it to one of the dwarves because they need that.
Was
speed
actually
boost.
Yeah, I agree.
They're so damn
not feeling
slow.
well today, so I spent a lot of the day
Okay,
in
so
bed
it's not the
just
boots from the,
watching football, and I got
from
on
the
probably
magic,
about
the
9:45,
magic item
so I really wasn't online that much during the day.
I think some of the items changed since this, was adapted or whatever.
What's that?
There's a boots of
Well,
speed in the latest playtest packet. That's what I was asking.
No, it's an item that I made up. It's a DM item.
Never mind then.
It's not the true boots of speed. If they were, I would have told you guys. It's just a pair of boots that has +5 movement on them. We'll say they're boots of traveling. Just call them boots of traveling, and I'll change
Boots of
it.
striding and springing.
Yeah, I'll change that in my book here.
Well, Gim, I took the mobile feat, so my speed's up to 35. So if you want it, you can have them.
Okay. I'll certainly like to have additional movement.
He can kill shit faster.
There we go.
Okay, so we'll start heading back towards the original town. I don't remember the name of it. Let me look in the party notes see if we noted it.
Terranoa.
Tanaro,
Okay,
right?
we're going back to meet Mira the Hawk.
Yep, Mira of the Hawk. Good old Mira. Good old Mira. She's gonna be happy to see you guys.
Well, and she might be related to these guys. So.
Oh, they're all related. You know, these are the actual villagers that actually left the plateau several hundred years ago. It's just that the village of Montu were the ones that actually stayed behind. So, all right, so you guys, it's about midday now. You actually can get back up to Terranova. We'll say middle afternoon. So we'll say it's roughly, speaking out of character, right around 4. So the sun is starting to go down a little bit now, but you've still got a couple hours of daylight. You make it up to the village. The villagers recognize you, of course. They come out, they meet you, they take you straight to Mira. Hello. Anyone there?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna start calling you guys the quiet crowd.
I mean, I've never actually met her, so I'm not.
Yeah, I never seen Myra, so.
Yeah, when you guys joined, I think you joined after they actually finished the pirate layer scandal there, and kind of.
Well, that's fine. I was just trying to edit. I was just trying to edit my character sheet for half a second, so.
Okay.
Me as well. Sorry.
So we're in the village now.
You're at the village. Yep. Mira.
All right. So they're going to take us to Mira.
Yes.
Okay.
You're with the Mira right now.
So I'll walk in and do a half bow, and I'll encourage. I forgot what his name is now.
Sanu.
Hano.
Fanu.
Sanu. Whatever you want to call him.
All right.
Villager
hey,
A.
Hey you. No. So Fanu. I encourage. I kind of wave to him to come up next to me. I tell Mira. I said we have returned from the temple. And we have found a village that was near the temple. So I get out all the papers that we had for the inscriptions that we collected from the chair.
I believe I had it, so I'll hand it over.
Okay.
So.
That's fine. So we'll present her with the inscriptions, and we will. And I will mention to her. I said, "Now we have cleared out the temple, and there should be nothing. There should be nothing left there as an intrusion. But we found a village that was right next to it still, and with us, we have a brave traveler who has come back with us from that village, who is very interested in meeting with you."
I see.
And I present Fanu. This is Mira of the Hawk. She is the leader of this tribe and who sent us and directed us to the location of the temple. And it is of their origins. So there is. And I just kind of encouraged the communication from that point between the two of them.
All right. Well, she appreciates it. She takes the parchments from you, Rhiannon. She looks at them, and she asks you if there were actual plates. Yeah, I started speaking with myself.
There were actually. Sorry, go ahead.
There were no plates that we could find. We just found these inscriptions on a throne.
I see. Well, these seem interesting. These seem to tell the tale of our ancestors on why we left. She's, kind of skimming through them, just glancing at them, fumbling through the parchments, and she asks you if she could be left alone with the other villagers so she can speak to him. So she would like to actually be alone with him for a few hours.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you guys go out. You're on day 17. It's starting to get dark now. You're going to have another feast. They're happy to see you. More banana beer. Good feast. Good feast. Pork on giant skewers over open flame pits. Really good eats. You guys, it's several hours go by. We'll say 3 or 4 hours go by, and Mira comes back out with the villager, and she says they've had a good discussion. She is going to get a group of villagers together, some of their finest warriors, and they will head back up to the village of Mon Tu. She thanks you for everything that you've done, and then she basically is going to turn in for the night. They're going to head out first thing in the morning. She says you're welcome to stay here for as long as you like, and you're free to come and go as you please.
Alright, great.
So we have, what, 3 more days before Drake arrives?
We do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Is this the place we're meeting him?
Yeah, actually, where the number 2, speaking out of character here, where the actual number 2 is on the map, that's basically the deepest part of the inlet there that he can actually get a ship in there. The Salty Mermaid. And he will be able to...
Wasn't that the ship we... Was that the ship we confiscated or the one we rode on?
The one we came on.
Yeah, it's the one that you came on. The other ship was... it was named... I wrote it down somewhere.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We'll
it doesn't
change
matter.
it or whatever.
Yeah, because, to recap on that, Drake said he was going to take it back to Waterdeep, get you a slip at the harbor, because you're going to have to store it there, and so you guys are going to have that expense coming up, and he'll be back in 3 days. So basically, that you guys got 3 days to, you can just wait it out, head back to Waterdeep if you'd like, just rest for a couple days, count your loots, but you have to do this. There's really not much, there's really no big amount of traveling you can do, so it's just up to whatever you guys want to do.
I want to ask Myra if there are any shipwrecks nearby.
She has no clue. She doesn't know of any shipwrecks. The only ships that she had seen were the ships that were traveling. See on the main map there where the purple arrows are going from east to west and then from west to northwest. Well, that was the pattern of the ships that the actual villagers in Panatube and Kirakuka and Burawoa and all these other Usi and Dawa, these are the ships that were actually coming to the pirate island, which was number 7 on the map, and they have a sort of like a slave trade business going. There was a journal found. I'll kind of recap a little bit, a couple sessions back, 4 sessions back or so, and the journal, what these pirates were doing is they knew that these villages were here, but they never laid full-out assaults on these villages. And what was happening was each time one of these ships would pass through, they would send a small ship out with X amount of time to try to go to one of these villages, try to nab a few people, get them back on the ship, and then they'd head back to island number 7, which was basically where it was sort of like I guess an exchange that you could say. There were many slaves being stored there, many cages of forced labor. And what they would do is, in the journal, it was explained that they would take these about, I think it was 85% of the actual people that were forcing the forced labor would go to the southern archipelagos where a actual mining boom is taking place of gold and platinum and silver in the southern archipelagos, and the rest would actually go up to the northern part of the actual mainland of the Forgotten Realms around Luskan, and areas around there. But there was actually quite a few ships that would make the passage. Usually every 4 days a ship would